Hi everyone, and welcome to Shellypurls tutorials. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and of course on YouTube. Today we'll be looking at the knit stitch, which knits up into a lovely garter arrangement. So it's just some nice ribbed, textured knit really. I've used the 2 needle cast on method here, which you can find in a previous tutorial, and I've just got 20 stitches for this tutorial, and we're just going to see how we go. With the style of knitting I use, I keep my yarn feed on my right hand side. I'm actually a left-hander, so it doesn't really matter what you do, just whatever way you learn knitting. So I wrap my pinky finger around, and then I've got the yarn there at a nice tension that I can adjust as I go. So what we do first is, in our first stitch on our needle, we slip through from the inside of the stitch through to the back using our right hand needle, and our yarn is behind everything. See, it's at the bottom of all of my needles and my stitch, everything. So I'm going to wrap it round and over the bottom needle only. I'm going to pull and then slip it off, and we've got everything on our right hand needle now, everything from that first stitch. So I'm going to do it again to the second stitch. We're going to slip it through the front and then through the back. We're going to wrap our yarn around the bottom needle only, the right hand needle, pop it through and pull it off the left hand needle. Now we've got 2 stitches on our right hand needle. So we're going to do that again. We're going to slip through the stitch on the left hand needle, wrap the yarn around so it goes from back around to in between, or back to front, whatever you like, over that right hand needle, pop it through and then pull it off the left hand needle. Now we have 3 stitches. So I'll just do it again a couple of times nice and slow. Around, pop it through and off, around, pop it through and off. So I'll just keep doing that. Don't worry if the stitches twist up on your right hand needle. That's pretty much just what it does when it's just sitting here. It's an issue if you're knitting in the round or something, and I'll show you how to combat that in a later tutorial. But for now we're just learning a plain knit stitch. So just make sure you slip each stitch off the needle and onto your right hand needle once you've completed it. So you don't have any, you don't knit the same stitch twice or anything like that and add more stitches to your needle. So just while you're getting a hang of it, it's a good idea at the end of each row just to stop and count, see how many stitches you have, see if you've got more or less than you started with. Okay, so now we're on the last stitch of the row. We're going to pop it through, and now we have no stitches on our left hand needle, and then we turn our work. So we actually swap hands. So all of those stitches go back to being on the left side of us. So they're all here sitting nice on our needle, 20 stitches. Feel free to stop and count yours if you need. And then we're ready to go again. So we just repeat the process. Let's grab a bit more wool. So I've got my pinky wrapped around, wrap around, pull through and off. Make sure you don't get tangled up and get like underneath. See if I could get under here, and that's pulling a stitch from the row below. Make sure you're just in this top stitch that's on the needle and slide through, wrap around and pull it off. Just keep going. And there you have it. I'll get a few more rows done and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I've now knit up a few more rows here. So we've got a lovely garter stitch, or garter material, because you are making material after all. So here's our tail, our cast on tail. That first bottom row along here is our cast on edge, and then we've got this lovely thick ribbed, I guess, crossways material, which is stretchy, pretty thick and warm. So it's lovely, and watch my next tutorial on pearl stitch, which will open up a heap of different ways, you know, ribbing and stockinette, all sorts of things to increase what you can knit. Thanks for watching.